live and direct from anywhere in the world. It's The Kelley Show with Dr. Kelley Mondesir.
Hello and welcome to The Kelley Show, real people with real stories in real time, and I am your host, Dr. Kelley Mondesir. And today we're continuing on with the League of Extraordinary Women. And if there were ever to be a leader of the League of Extraordinary Women, my guest today is the bomb. She is the Empress, the leader. I don't even know how to describe my next guest coming up, but let me tell you something. If she said, follow me, I would follow her. If she's told me, do this, I would do that. And you'll really, really figure out why when we come back after a word from our sponsor. Don't go away.
This portion of The Kelley Show is being brought to you by White Wolf Advisory Services. We are the bridge between nations, creating growth, commerce and collaboration between cultures. Contact us today for more information.
And welcome back to The Kelley Show, real people with real stories in real time. And as I already described to you before the break, I have the leader of the League of Extraordinary Women coming to speak with me today on this side of the pond for once. And she is an amazing individual. And I want to introduce to you Charmone Newell. Charmone, welcome to The Kelley Show. And happy birthday, Charmone. You know, I said to you before we came on air, I said, by the way, Charmone, your air date is July 15th. And you just started to laugh and laugh and laugh. And I was like, uh-oh, what's so funny? What did I do? And you said, it's my birthday. I couldn't believe it. So happy birthday to you. Wow. And here you are. You're on The Kelley Show. Yay. Okay. Well, it's my gift to you to bring your message to the audience today, but it's your gift to me and the audience to share your story. So thank you very much. So let's start from the beginning. Where are you from and where in the world are you now? And as you start your story, Garrett's going to put up a montage of photos. So take it away, Gareth, and Charmone, take it away. Tell us. You're adorable, first of all.
Thank you. So I'm originally from Washington State, Spokane, Washington. Moved to Tennessee early 2000s with the military. And of course, now we're in Kennesaw, Georgia.
All right. Well, speaking of which, what was it like to go from Spokane to another part of the United States as a young girl, and talk to us about what inspired you to go into the military? Do tell.
Well, I was in college at the time and needed a way to pay for higher education, and military offered GI Bill. So I originally joined for the school benefit, but once I got in, I absolutely loved it and stayed 28 years.
Well, we're going to put up a photo of you from your military days, and I want to say thank you very much for your service, Charmone. And boy, those are a lot of medals you've got on that uniform. So would you please explain to us which branch of the military you were in, what some of those amazing, what do you call this? What's the military term for medals like this for the bars? The bars, yes?
Ribbons. Yeah.
Ribbons, and what your rank was. Do tell us about that. And once again, thank you, ma'am, for your service.
Thank you. Well, oddly enough, when I first joined the military, I looked at all four branches, and the Marine Corps never contacted me back. They never gave me the time of day. The Navy told me I had to cut my hair as a woman, and I refused to do that. The Army actually treated me like I was a complete moron because I was a female, and the Air Force gave me what I wanted. So the choice of branch was kind of a no-brainer for me. So I joined the Air National Guard. A good friend of mine was in the Guard at the time. And so she kind of convinced me to go part-time rather than full-time. and did that for 20 years and then transferred over to the reserve side for the last 8.
Wow. And so what was your rank, and what are some of those ribbons for, please?
I retired in 2019 as a master sergeant, which is my rank. You see the diamond there. It was actually a first sergeant, which was part of my career journey. So I served as a radar operator for 9 years, and then transferred over to be an instructor for leadership course for mid-grade NCOs, NCO Academy. And then transferred over to services as fitness and recreation supervisor. From there, I became a first sergeant for the mission support group, and then went back to services as the fitness center manager over on the reserve side. Did another tour as a first sergeant for the aeromedical evacuation squadron.
Wow.
Yep. And then did another tour as an instructor for Silver Flag, which is the Force Support Combat Training Center.
Wow.
And then did another short stint as a first sergeant for the recruiting squadron.
Wow.
Retired. Yeah.
And is that what some of those ribbons mean? What is the
there are a variety of things. Some of those are state ribbons, but most of those are like good grief, I couldn't even tell you what they all are. Like meritorious service ribbon, combat support, just a variety of things.
Wow. Wow. Well, we're going to get to the fitness part a little bit later because you people won't believe what this woman does in her spare time. But anyway, I have a question to ask you. Before you started your business, and we'll get to that, was it difficult for you as a veteran to transition into civilian life? I've spoken to many veterans, and they talked about some challenges that they had going from military to civilian life. Many of them had served in Afghanistan. They'd seen, tours of Afghanistan and seen things most people shouldn't see. But was that difficult for you? And part B of that question also is, did you have any particular challenges while you were in the service as being a female? I'm just curious. Do tell.
Not as much as you might think. Other than the Army coming back to apologize to me after they saw my ASVAB scores and realized I really could do anything I wanted. Outside of that, no, not so much. Been in some pretty crazy situations. I remember one, not really a wartime scenario. It was more like firestorm in Washington State where they get really bad wildfires. So we were at a base camp, and it's like the men's tent was full, the ladies' tent was full. So we just kind of threw up cots under the stars, and that's just kind of where we made our bed. Male, female didn't really matter. You just kind of took turns kind of keeping guard, turn your back while the other person got dressed. Surprisingly enough, we understood the conditions and the situation we were in. So the guys were actually very courteous, oddly enough. So I never really had any issues as a woman as far as that goes. It was actually quite nice.
Okay. And what was your transition like from military to civilian life?
Well, after I retired in 2019, I started putting resumes out online. And I had a guy just kind of contact me out of the blue, said, "Hey, yeah, I saw your resume online. Would you be interested in starting your own business?" And I'm like, I don't know, maybe. So we got to talking over several months and looked at several different business models. And the one that actually stuck was Dog Training Elite.
Okay. And we have a photo we're going to put up of, look at this. This is so cool. This is so cool. So talk to me about Dog Training Elite. Now, you're military. So if you said to me, Kelley, sit, stay down, I would probably do it. And I wouldn't think twice about it. So I can imagine you're very good at dog training. But all joking aside, Tell us about Dog Training Elite, what it is to start a business. And, I have to say one of my dream jobs is to be a dog walker, because your clients don't complain. They're happy to see you get exercise, and instead of taking crap, you just pick it up. But dog training is very different. So talk to me about this particular business and what it takes to be a dog trainer. It must take a lot of patience and perseverance. But what is the relationship that you build with the dogs, and how do you actually get a dog to do what you ask it to do or tell it to do? Because my dog never listened to anything I had to say. She didn't. I had to say, please.
Yeah. Well, we use a balanced training method. We compare e-collar with positive reinforcement as part of a Pavlovian classical conditioning method for our training. I can say being a business owner is probably one of the most difficult jobs I've ever had. And I was a first sergeant, so that's saying something. You kind of have to be a jack of all trades. You kind of have to know a little bit about a lot of different things. Marketing, human resources, of course, obviously dog training, financials, the whole 9 yards. So it's a lot to juggle.
So did you take training in dog training, or did you just know how to train dogs?
Well, honestly, the military prepared me as a leader to be able to handle a lot of unusual situations. So that was good training, actually, and really flowed over well to the business side. But we did go through like 3 weeks of training in Utah. When we first started, we were a franchise. We're actually location number 4 out of 92.
Wow!
So we were one of the first, ones out of the bag. So we did training in Utah, and for us, it was super challenging because 3 days after we got home from training, we went into COVID lockdown. So here I am, brand new business, just got trained, and couldn't do a thing. We couldn't operate. Yeah,
what did you
everything was in lockdown. All of our like big event stuff, our big marketing kickoff, grand opening stuff, everything got shut down, canceled. So we kind of did a soft open, just kind of online. Just really poured a lot into like online marketing as opposed to like big event marketing. So that's kind of how we started. But yeah, that first year was rough. It was ugly, I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, well, God bless. You seem to do,
But we survived where a lot of other businesses didn't. So we're thankful for that. And we've been in business now for about 5.5 years.
Oh, wonderful. Good for you. And I understand you have this business with your husband?
No, he actually does military contracts with the VA.
Oh, wow. Okay. So, I misunderstood. Yep.
Nope, it's just me. My daughter actually was part of my business for a while. She was my lead trainer for about 5 years, but now she's decided to go back to school. So I'm very happy for her.
Oh, right. Wow. Yeah. Okay. Well, if I get another dog, you have to come over and train me, because I used to say to everybody, I had a golden retriever. I used to say, it's her place. I just live with her. People used to say, where's that dog taking you now? I said, I don't know. But okay, all kidding off the table now. You are involved, and I have to tell the viewers how we met. I volunteered. This is crazy. I volunteered for the Scottish Highland Games here in Savannah this past May. And, I, of course, signed up for the tug-of-war because I said I'm going to meet studs and skirts and find that, man of my dreams and this and that. And where are you going to find him? You're going to find him at the tug-of-war. Yeah, baby. Well, no, that didn't happen. They had the little kids, the ROTC kids, and then they had another team, and then you and your gang showed up. And I was like, whoa, it's like Attila the Hun and company. What is going on? Gareth, you have to put up some of these photos. This woman is amazing. Okay. All right, this is Charmone with a rapier, and this is Charmone with, what did you call this thing?
It's actually a glaive. We use rattan for safety, so that's just one of our safety things. It's native to bamboo, where bamboo is hollow, rattan is solid, but when it breaks, it doesn't splinter like wood does. It kind of pulps out more like a broom.
Oh, well, it's heavy enough and can do damage, but I have to say, this is how I met Charmone. And you know, let's stop, Gareth. We want to stay on some of these photos for a bit. Now, Charmone, you have to explain to the viewers what's going on. Explain about the history of your group and what it's all about, and then I'll tell the folks a little bit more about the story of the day of the Highland Games when we met. So let's start from the beginning.
Well, in the beginning, we actually watched a demo, not unlike the one that we did in Savannah, at my daughter's Girl Scout camp. And we got to talking to some of the fighters, and like, this is really cool. And they're like, oh yeah, come on out. We've got loaner gear. Come join us. And we're like, wait, what? We can do this thing? And they're like, oh yeah. And I was like, I've been hooked ever since. And that was almost 17 years ago.
And this is called the Society for Creative Anachronism, but your group is Fourth Castle. Now, could you tell our viewers the history that you told me about your particular group? They were what to who? You know, so explain that story, because this is incredible.
Fourth Castle is actually the local Savannah group. I'm out of Atlanta, so the group that I belong to is the Barony of the South Downs. And prior to that, when we lived in Tennessee, we were part of the Barony of Thor's Mountain, which is all part of the greater regional group, which is Meridies. That's the kingdom that we fall under. And then, of course, the known world. This is a worldwide society. There are groups in Europe and also Australia and Japan and some other folks, not just North America.
And the story that I was told is that your group comes from historically, you were warriors that were gifted to, who was it, the Emperor of Constantinople, or what was the story going on with that? That's what one of the guys told me, that there was a warrior group. The guy with the floppy hat, Pietro. He said, yeah, well, maybe he was just pulling my leg. I don't know, but he said there was actually a warrior group from Scotland, around Scotland, that was so fierce, and they were known as being like the most fiercest of warriors, and they were actually gifted. Oh, this was it. They were gifted by Basil to, I think it was the Emperor of Constantinople, to protect him and fight for him. This is the story. Maybe he was making it up, but it's a really great story. But Gareth, let's put up the next set of photos, because folks, it was 88 degrees that day when, oh, he says Emperor of Constantine. Gareth already knows this. Oh my God. So Gareth, put those other two photos up. So it was 88 degrees the day I met Charmone, and she's got all this flipping gear on, and let's stay on these photos, because I got to hold the helmet you're wearing, or one like it, you know, at the games. And Charmone, tell us, how many pounds does this helmet weigh?
Probably close to 15, I would say.
Okay, that's
not
what
light
it felt
by
like.
any means. And I actually have a lighter helmet because I have a smaller head than some of the guys do. So theirs are a lot heavier, especially if they've got like a chain drape on it, which we call a chainmail.
Yeah, that's it. You don't get
to
your
weigh
neck
them down
split.
a lot.
Yeah, I heard about the neck slicing, but tell our viewers about the outfit, because they're supposed to be quite authentic. So tell us about what goes on the body from skin out, because people need to understand that when you go to see these outfits in a museum, you say, wow, that's pretty cool, but you don't understand what it is to wear something like that, what is involved and why they wore, pieces of this armament and how heavy it actually is. So please explain while we keep these photos up so people can take a look and listen at the same time.
Yeah, if you've seen some of the chainmail shirts, which I don't wear, but a lot of times they're made of steel, and they weigh close to 30 to 50 pounds, depending on how long they are. So they're not light. Some of our folks wear aluminum, which is a lot lighter. Obviously, we make some accommodations for the heat or and to do things to make sure that we're safe. Like all the armor that you don't see, I actually have on baseball knees. I've got a metal plate actually riveted onto those. So they're lightweight plastic, but just give you kind of more of an authentic look to make it both functional and safe for what we do. Same thing with the elbows. I've got like a metal cop, but leather, which is lighter than metal. But a lot of times those would be metal and they are very heavy. Breastplates, it probably weighs another 15, 20 pounds by itself. At least the old steel one I have does. I've got a new one that's actually spring steel, which is a very lightweight material. I can pick it up with my pinky. And it's a front plate and a back plate. So
wow.
I kind of cheat a little bit in terms of the weight there.
What goes on underneath all the exterior armor?
More often than not, folks would wear like an arming jacket of sorts. It's a very thick or surcoat. I've actually got on like a paintball shirt underneath, so it's padded underneath. So it just depends. There's a lot of different materials that we use.
And overall, when you're dressed like this, say in the green outfit, okay, how much are you carrying around and walking around with you, aside from the shield and the sword?
Overall, I mean, it's a fair amount of weight. Like I said, it can weigh 30 to 50 pounds.
Wow. Okay, that's like a rucksack.
Yeah.
So
or firefighter gear.
For real. So before we go any further, I have to ask, this is a beautiful photo of you on the left. Mm-hmm. Is this a reenactment where you're begging not to get beheaded or lose your life, or what's going on in here? Because this is just like, it doesn't look like you're in a good situation going on here.
Actually, that's a photo from courts. They do like courts where the king and queen, the crown wins a tournament like every 6 months. And then they step up as prince and princess for a time, and then just while they're learning to be king and queen. And one of the joys of being the crown is you get to give out awards to folks. So that's me kneeling in front of the crown about to receive an award. And I have no idea what I'm getting myself into.
So you want this in your head. Yeah. That's fun. That's so much fun. Yeah. Now we're going to put up a next photo, Gareth. And this one is, okay. Now, folks, this is the group that I met the day of the Scottish Highland Games. And Boss Man is the guy in the floppy hat and the center telling me about, the whole history of your group and this and this. But I want to emphasize that every single person is in character. They're wearing an enormous amount of equipment. It was 88 degrees. And I emphasize this because I was in awe. I was absolutely in awe that these people were doing what I saw them doing. Let's show that video now. Wow. This is a troop and their history is incredible. They were the mercenaries that were given as a gift to Basil. And they were the most loyal and most fierce soldiers. And look at them. Wow, my money's on them. Throat slayers. Charmone was in the back. Now, people, Charmone and her team went four matches in
rounds.
all that equipment,
Yeah.
basically one after the other, in 88-degree Fahrenheit heat. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. It was the most dynamic group of people I've ever met. And Charmone, you know, when you were saying, oh, you were in charge of the physical fitness in the military, I'm telling you, my hat's off to you, girl, because I tell you, I did heat training in Muay Thai, and we sure didn't wear that stuff in heat training. But incredibly enough, we were talking about this while we were preparing for the show, and I said to Gareth, they didn't wear gloves, and they're pulling on this rope. And I mean, pulling. I mean, you people are really digging in. And I really did have my money on you guys. And it's a shame you didn't get the award. I was bummed because you deserved it. But then after they did all this, they went immediately to their site that they had set up and did reenactments and went through all these sparring.
Combat demos. Yep.
Yeah, and explain the weapons and this and that. And that's when I got to hold the helmet, and I had no idea those helmets actually weighed so much. And I said, oh my God, this is amazing. So we are going to take a break. We'll be right back after more with Charmone and myself. We're going to see what our sponsor has to say. It's got to be boring compared to this conversation, but we'll go to our sponsor anyway. So we'll be right back.
This portion of the show is brought to you by Many Purple Hats, MPH, Vroom! Get noticed online, stand out from the crowd, differentiate yourself from all that white noise. Vroom!
And welcome back to the Kelley Show, real people with real stories in real time, as I continue my amazing conversation with superhero, the leader of the League of Extraordinary Women, Charmone Newell. Charmone, this has been a lot of fun. Now, I have a question for you. What's next for you down the pike? And part two of that question is, would you be gracious for us to give a piece of advice, if any, to any young lady who's considering joining the military, or any woman who is considering now exiting from service and entering into civilian life? Please.
Honestly, I'm looking forward to retirement. I'm in my mid-50s and just still doing all this craziness. So, yeah, about the next 5 to 10 years, I'd really like to be retired.
Okay, but not retired from fighting, right?
Nope.
All right.
Hopefully not.
Go,
I'm
girl.
going to keep fighting as long as I can. Duke John the Mad Celt is one of my, I guess, people that I look up to. The man is in his mid-70s, and he's been a knight in the society for 50 years, and is still comes out to practice every week and fights. It just amazes me at his age that he's still doing this stuff. So he's he's the person that I look up to.
All right. Well,
In
we
this
all
society.
need someone to look up to.
Yeah.
We all need a hero of some sort. And lastly, we have a tradition on the Kelley Show that we ask all our guests if you can name one person, place, thing, or experience that you're thankful or grateful for. Who or what would it be?
Of course, my husband of 28 years is always very special to me. But my daughter was my miracle child. For the longest time, I had a severe wheat intolerance. And one of the things that, one of the symptoms is infertility. So when I first got pregnant with her, she was actually breached, but she wasn't a normal feet first breach. She was what they call a butt first Frank breach. So she was actually, her hind end was down, and her head was actually up in my ribs. And I didn't discover any of that because they assumed that she was in normal position. And then I was 8.5 months pregnant with her. And of course, I'm like 5 feet tall, so I couldn't drive because I can't reach the pedals with my belly out to here. So I was going out to catch the bus. Well, the bus came by 10 minutes early, and I freaked out. And of course, it's the dead of winter in Washington, and it's all icy. And I am trying to hurry to catch the bus. Very awkward, 8.5 months pregnant. Slipped and fell on the ice, just belly flopped right on top of her. So I'm crying. My poor neighbor lady comes out. She's like, Charmone, are you okay? And I'm like, and I'm just upset because I missed the bus. I'm going to be late for work. And she's like, honey, you're not going to work. You go inside, lay down, and call your doctor. So it went in for an ultrasound after that to make sure that everything was okay. And that's where we discovered that she was actually breached.
Wow.
Gone into labor, she would have died.
Wow.
And there's a good chance that she would have taken me with her. So when I say she's my miracle child, she really is my miracle child. She's the only one I've got.
So God bless. And what's her name?
Able to conceive after that. Sable. Her name is Sable.
All right.
She's beautiful and artistically talented like her mom. And like I said, she was my lead trainer for about 5 years, and has now moved on with her life. But yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's wonderful. And what's your husband's name? Because we need to honor him as well.
Sure. My husband is Tyson.
Okay, Tyson. Yay, yeah. Tyson. All right. And is Tyson also a fighter? A warrior?
He does. Yeah, we kind of do this together. We do both rapier and the heavy armored combat. Yep.
Leave your weapons at the bedroom door.
Yeah.
Oh, brilliant, brilliant. Well, Charmone, it's been an absolute pleasure. I can't tell you how I've waited for this conversation. And I'm so glad I was able to find you. And long story short, your sister got involved with all this to find you. And yeah, it's crazy. Shout out to your sister. But more importantly, happy, happy, happy birthday, Charmone. You are an extraordinary woman. And honestly, I get chills because you have done so much with your life. And truly, you're an inspiration to me because damn, if you can wield that sword and all that equipment on, well, Miss Sissy Pants here can get on that heavy bag and do what I'm doing. So I want to thank you very much. And folks, if you'd like to reach out to Charmone, we have a contact information up here. We're going to put up that slide. All right. This is a beautiful doggy. Okay. What's the doggy's name, Charmone?
That is Shadow, and she is actually service trained.
Oh,
so
wow.
She is trained in PTSD and mobility.
Wow. All right. So there's a beautiful photograph. Reach out to Charmone if you would like to employ Dog Training Elite North Atlanta. She's available to talk to you about any doggy issues, training, and she's top dog. And if you would like more information about the Society for Creative Anachronism, whether you'd like to go see a demonstration, learn more about it, get involved, either in the North Atlanta area or, since it's a global organization, one of the chapters wherever in the world you live, do reach out to them as well. And Charmone, thank you once again. I appreciate it. Happy birthday, many more. I hope to see you this May at the games. Okay.
We plan to be there. Yes.
Yeah, you better be there. I know where to find you now. I know where to find you.
You have my number now.
Peace and love. And so, folks, if you would like to be a guest on the Kelley Show, please do write into us today. I will respond. Give us your name, your contact information, a bit about your story, but more importantly, why you would like to be on the Kelley Show. Information here, looky. And don't forget to subscribe today to the Kelley Show. Tell a friend, tell a relative, tell a colleague, share these stories. It's intelligent entertainment. We have the link below. It's really, really a great time we're having. And once again, happy birthday, Charmone. And stay tuned next week when I have another incredible woman coming to the table as we continue the month of July, the League of Extraordinary Women. So until that time, peace and love. Garrett, take it away.
If you would like to be a guest on The Kelley Show, send us an email with your contact information, where in the world you are, and a brief description of the story you'd like to share today.